Shalom, y'all. If you decide to make aliyah, then mazel tov, and we look forward to welcoming you home. So I wanted to answer a question that I get all the time about what electronics and electrical appliances should you bring to Israel on aliyah, and which should you leave back in the States. So the first thing you need to know about electricity in Israel is that it is very different than the United States. It goes from right to left. Just kidding. There's two things. One is the plugs. You can see this is a rounded plug, and the spacing between them is different. In America, you have the flat plugs. We also have a 3-plug version, and the ones in the wall correspond to this and not to your American plugs. The other part, and the more important part, is that the electricity itself is different. In America, there are two numbers you need to know: 110 to 120 volts, and 60 hertz. In Israel, the two numbers are 220 to 240 volts and 50 hertz. If you plug the wrong kind of appliance into the wrong socket, especially if you come here where the numbers are much higher, then it will likely make a poof and go boom. So there are two possible things you can do about that. First of all, I want to discuss electronic devices. So your computers, your laptops, your tablets, a lot of other electrical devices are already made what they call dual voltage. So right here I have a phone charger. This is actually an Israeli one, but Americans are the same, except they have the different plugs. And it says on it that it goes from 100 volts to 240 volts. And it says 50/60 hertz. If you have something like this that's dual voltage, you can bring it no problem. You need one of these adapters. An adapter is different than a transformer. I'm going to get to in a minute. An adapter, all it is a straight pass-through. There is no electronics in this. It just transforms the pins from American to Israeli. If you have other devices that are 110 to 120 only, you might just say 120 and that'd be it, then if you want to use it here, you need some sort of transformer. This is a little travel transformer. In fact, this one only handles the voltage. It does not handle the hertz, but the hertz doesn't make as much difference. The hertz will make the difference in hertz will make the device wear out quicker, but it won't cause any immediate damage. This is useful for, I have an electric hair clipper, so I can plug it in here and I can keep using the same one I had in the States. You do not want to leave these plugged into the wall though. They can use electricity even when they're not on. If you have some sort of kitchen appliance that you really love, or I've heard of people with power tools, and you want to bring them, and they're 120 volts only, these use a lot of power. I want to also show you on this. It says that this is only for 35 watts continuous, or 50 watts max. You do not want to go over 35 watts with this. On the backs of the inscriptions like this on all of your electrical devices, sometimes you need, nice reading glasses to see them and everything. They say a number with a W. Sometimes it will say power next to it. That's the wattage. If you go over it, you're going to blow it out pretty easily. So if you want to bring like bigger appliances, you need these transformer boxes that are very heavy. And the truth is that the boxes wear out, and the appliances, when they're put through a transformer, wear out a lot quicker. So for the most part, I recommend buying them here, unless you have something that you just can't live without from the States, and especially if you're not bringing a lift. If you're not bringing a lift, I certainly recommend that you make sure that any laptops you want, you go and get them before you come. All electronics and electrical stuff, pretty much everything is more expensive over here, and these are easy to take on a plane with you. Laptops, tablets. Also, if you're a big reader and prefer the paper books, you can get one of either the older Kindles or the paper white Kindles that look more like a book, and you can borrow from American libraries. I post that online elsewhere, not in video. Also, make sure you have an unlocked GSM phone. If you have AT&T or T-Mobile, it's already GSM. And if you have Verizon or Sprint or any of all these companies have their own spin-offs, like AT&T's is Cricket. So if you have AT&T or T-Mobile, it's already GSM. If you have Verizon or Sprint, it might not be GSM. There's another one called CDMA. CDMA doesn't work over here, but you can also ask your carrier to unlock it for you. Unlocking means allow you to use it with any SIM card with any plan in the world that uses GSM. You can also get factory unlocked phones pretty cheap, like $180. I think I got this for on, say, Amazon or any of the other shopping sites. With the electronics, I said we also have a 3-prong version of the adapter, and this is good because the third pin is grounding pin that makes it safer if you have a device that uses the third pin. These are available really cheap, both of these, and I'm going to post in the comments which ones I got. Monitors. I brought one of these monitors from the U.S. and one not. Obviously, we brought a lift for other reasons, and they both work fine, dual voltage. I have a desktop down here, also dual voltage. I have a Wi-Fi device, a router up here. You can get routers and meshes and bring them with you. It's a great way to make sure you can cover your home with Wi-Fi. And last but not least, if you are into TV, I recommend picking up either an Amazon Fire Stick or a Roku device. This is obviously very small. You can take it with you on the plane, and you can hook it up to a TV. Either a TV you bring with you. Also, we have a TV that we brought from America, also dual voltage, and these use a thing called an HDMI connector, which is universal. It'll also work with like an Israeli cable TV box if you decide to get one. On both Roku and Fire Stick, you can get apps for Israeli TV. You can also watch Netflix. There's Netflix available here, but the selection is different. You keep the same account, but the selection is different based on where you are at the time. I think that covers everything. I wish everybody a successful aliyah, and welcome home.